Hello, everybody. We're back with more PlayKit TV. I'm here with the lovely Alexis Headley, our senior. Actually, I don't even know what your title is these days. It's changed so many times, but we're going to talk a little bit more about what it actually means to be a strategist, what it means to be a UGC engineer, how this space is changing. So I'm super excited to talk with Alexis, who is living and breathing and doing this every single day. So yeah, I would love for you to just introduce yourself and talk a little bit more about your role here at PlayKit.
Hi, I'm Alexis. I've probably chatted with most of you at this point, but if we haven't, let me introduce myself. I'm currently a senior UGC engineer here at PlayKit, but I've been with PlayKit for almost a year now. So I started out as a creator, and then I was a strategist and what that role used to look like. And then I went full-time and became our campaign manager. And then once we switched to this new structure that we're doing now, I became a senior UGC engineer. So I have really been here since almost the beginning, not quite. I can't claim to be a total OG, but almost. And I really, I found a new passion here. I didn't know what I wanted to do coming out of college, and PlayKit has really opened up just a huge opportunity for me and just being a UGC engineer in general. And I kind of used to bug Julia a little bit about wanting a full-time job. But I really also was trying to prove myself on that point. So as I was a strategist, I was just trying to really act as if it was my full-time job and really prove that this is something I could do and something I wanted to do. And yeah, and so now we're here almost a year later, which is really crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. I would love to hear more like high level day to day, what you're looking like, what your day looks like, how things have changed since, shifting roles and what that means in this like UGC strategist engineer space.
To go back a little bit, when I was the campaign manager, I was solely managing the campaigns. So what that sounds like, I was, managing just the creators, I was managing just the clients, and I wasn't really digging into strategy. But what we realized here is that being a UGC engineer really needs to encompass all of that. So that needs to go from the entire end to end of a campaign. So basically what I do now is from the moment the contract is signed, I hop on the phone with the client, I align on what their vision is so that I can create the best playbook that I can for them. I also then select the creators and I then handle the day-to-day from that. So that looks like a lot of different things, but realistically, it is just what you see of a campaign is really just the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much below it. So as a UGC engineer, I am building that iceberg from the ground up, realistically.
I love it. Build the iceberg. Yeah. What would you say, like, people have an idea of what a traditional social media strategist does or what that looks like. How is this distinctly different in the tech UGC ambassador, space?
I think when people think of a traditional UGC strategist, it's kind of a tongue twister.
It is.
I think people think it's very one-dimensional. So you see, and what you hear a lot about is, be chronically online and scrolling on TikTok. And so really all we're seeing in that is in what people think is like, oh, she just scrolls on TikTok and sends good TikTok ideas. But really, like I said, with the iceberg example, it's really everything. So it's going from managing the creators, creating the strategy, talking to the clients, and making sure that everything is really working together. And it's really what makes such a difference in the way we run our campaigns here, and something that our clients love and our creators love, because it's a special touch that I think we don't see in other jobs. And I think that's definitely the biggest misunderstanding, is that it's just one thing when really it's this whole world that I think people are going to be excited to learn a lot about, because it's definitely cool.
Definitely. No, you're world building in a way. So always cool to really own that process end to end. And exactly, the end product is just, the end product. There's a lot of thought and strategy that goes behind this. And yeah, I think what's most interesting about your journey as well is that you started as a creator, obviously gained a little bit more management skills, and now are like owning this process to end. For other people who are creators looking to pursue this more seriously, what kind of like thinker or creator do you think should, maybe consider this kind of UGC engineer or, taking on a larger role in this space?
The biggest thing for me is if you're a creator who is kind of already being a strategist for yourself. So if you like to look at your videos and you like to look at other creators' videos and kind of analyze what is working and what isn't, and you're like excited to make decisions based on that, I think this is a space you should really think about. And that honestly goes for both sides of it. So it's the little things. It's looking at the formatting of a video and being like, okay, is it the text spacing was a little bit different here in this viral video versus this one that didn't push, or, you know, maybe my lighting was a little bit different here. And then also going to, okay, I worded this differently, or she worded this differently. How can I emulate that? So I think of you get really excited by that kind of like more data, a little bit deeper into it. I think this is definitely something you should consider.
Yeah, definitely. What is like the first thing you like notice about a standout creator that you're like, oh, maybe they have this like UGC strategist engineer potential?
I think for one is me and our other UGC engineers, we really notice creators who are doing that for themselves. So we can see the difference in a week 1 upload versus a week 8 upload. If you've really studied what viral videos look like and you've really made those changes for yourself, I think that is a big one. I think there's also a lot, I think really when we say, you know, have creativity and things like that, sometimes I'll get uploads based on that creativity that while they're great videos, I could be like, okay, let's tweak this to make sure that we are getting to the end goal. And so for most campaigns, the end goal is to get somebody to comment, what app is this? Because ultimately, as much as viral videos and numbers are so exciting, what we're really trying to do and what clients come to us for is to get people to download their app or go to their website. And so I think when I see tracker uploads that I didn't put in the playbook or I didn't put in a revamp, but somebody came up with a creative idea and it still has that end goal in mind, to me, I'm like, okay, this is somebody who really understands the strategy, is and excited about it. And I really notice those people. And just like always, you know, that extra step, like when I see somebody send like a fun video inspo and like, we could try this, or you know, someone who says like, hey, do you think this spacing is better or this spacing? Just those little things that you notice really stand out to me.
I think you always kind of have to be on every scroll, taking inspiration and seeing like, okay, how could I make this work for a campaign, or how could I make this work for my videos and my style? Yeah, do you have any like advice for creators or even like current like strategists or people that have that mindset to kind of continue growing those skills and continue practicing, you know, what you're doing every single day?
I think it's really about not waiting until you are a full-time strategist or full-time UGC engineer. I think it's really about starting your campaigns, because you can practice being a strategist essentially right now as a creator. And I think that was something I really did when I was a creator and then was a strategist, was practicing and trying to treat this as if it was my full-time job before it was my full-time job. And I think it set me up for a lot of success and to really be able to handle a lot of what's coming at me. And so I think that I would recommend doing that. And then you can get really data driven with it. Write down the hooks that are going viral each week. Lulu sends out an announcement each week with the most viral videos. Study those videos, see what was working. And I think I'd say that was my biggest thing, is just practice as if you are a UGC engineer for a campaign right now as a creator.
Clearly this and like having that mindset has opened up so many opportunities for you and like growth within PlayKit, but also there's been large growth within this entire, you know, tech UGC industry. Yeah, like what is this opening up for creators that maybe they might not initially realize, or just how do you see this growing in the next year, 2 years, and so on?
So I think really this past year has just proved that UGC is not going anywhere, and especially not tech UGC. So that's what we do, is this high volume UGC is tech UGC. And it's only getting bigger. And this space is really opening up a place for creators and people who want to work in marketing and social media, but still want to be able to make a livable income. And across the board, I'm seeing roles hiring entry level for a larger salary than you would typically see in an entry level marketing role. So I know that's like a big part of what people want to hear coming out of college. So I did want to touch on that. But the biggest deal to me and what's most exciting is that it's opening up a role for creators to make their own place in this space. Most companies don't even know that they need this role yet. And so I think a creator looking to transition to becoming what was a strategist, but is now what we're calling a UGC engineer, they're going to be able to get this training and then go to a company and say, hey, I can do this for you. Look at what this did for somebody else. Look at what I did for somebody else. Let me come start this for you and build this for you. And that is so empowering. And it's only going to continue exploding, which is so exciting.
Excited about it too. And you mentioned training. So I would love to hear more about, what you think that will look like, what, we're working on internally at PlayKit, because I think that that's super exciting. And for people who are ready to take that next step, I think that that is a really great option. So would love to hear more about what you've been working on behind the scenes.
I do want to say that I think where you really should start is just being a creator in this industry. It is such a specific and niche type of content that I think just being the best creator you can is really going to set you up for so much success. But on the other side of that, we are creating a course to become a UGC engineer here at PlayKit. And this comes for a lot of reasons. For one, we are growing and expanding, and we want more full-time UGC engineers. But what we really have learned is that because this is such a niche industry, it takes a very specific kind of training and mindset. And we really want that to be accessible, especially for our PlayKit creators to hopefully come and be able to work with us, but also for when other companies tap us and say, hey, I need a UGC engineer. I need somebody to help build this in-house for me. We are creating something that's going to be able to educate everybody on how to do that and how to take the next step in this industry. And so what I'm working on is a course that really teaches everything. Most courses right now are teaching how to just be a creator, or maybe how to pitch themselves to companies, but not how to truly do the role on a day-to-day and all the little nuances that go on in between that you really can't know until you've done it. And because I've done it, I am able to help educate on that, which is really exciting. So this course is really going to cover everything from strategy to iterating on that strategy, to creator management, to how to talk to clients, how to pitch to clients, and how to market yourself as a UGC engineer on scary websites like LinkedIn. It scares me, but we're gonna cover it. We're gonna talk about how you can do it. So it's truly going to cover everything about this role, which I'm really excited about, because I think a lot of companies aren't opening their doors and, giving that peak. So I think we just are all about transparency and, opening doors for creators. And I'm really excited to open this door for everybody.
It's so cool to see that peek behind the curtain of what we're doing at PlayKit and what we see as the future of UGC and creator management. I think that's like super exciting, and I'm excited. Maybe I'll even take the course, and that'll be my career pivot. After like taking this course, what do you hope that people walk away with? Whether that's like new skills, new confidence, what are you hoping that they're like taking away from this and then gaining at the completion of the course?
After completing this course, my hope is that they can fully run a campaign from end to end. And I truly mean end to end. So I don't even just mean from, when we give you a client, I mean from marketing yourself beforehand and securing that client to being able to handle the smaller things that really will make you stand out to these companies. Like just, even being able to get on that first call and aligning on campaign goals is something that I think can be easily skipped. And it's hard to do. Those first calls are really scary. So we're walking through all of that to building out a campaign playbook the same way that we do here, to how to hire and how to select creators. So it's really going to be how you can manage a campaign end to end. And then also being able to determine if that campaign was successful. I think sometimes we can just throw campaigns to the wind. It's like, how do I look at this campaign and now learn from it and make my next campaign even better, or make month 2 of this campaign even better? And I think that's a really important detail that is really going to make our creators who become UGC engineers stand out in this space.
Being really analytical, able to reflect. I mean, we do that week after week, and giving people that skill set and that, just showing that that's also a really important part of the process and something that we're constantly doing and constantly improving is super exciting. Happy to announce as well, we do have a waitlist live, ugcengineer.com, which is going to be super great if you are interested in joining in on this process, getting your name on a list for all like updates and launch dates and all of that good stuff. Head there, and also, reach out to us at PlayKit if you have any more specific questions. Any final advice or, takeaways that you want people who are, even just slightly interested in this, what do you want them to, think about or continue, if they want to go down this path? What would you like to leave them with?
Just continue learning and continue working hard. I think this is a really unique space and opportunity because we are truly only at the beginning of it, and there really is room for everybody. And so I think if it's something you're even thinking about, I would learn and educate yourself and just see and explore if maybe this is something you can do. If you love to create, it's that much more rewarding getting to, see the whole picture. And I think that I would recommend everybody at least learning this skill because it's really fun.
Yes, no, there's a lot of fun. I mean, hey, we get to like make TikToks and see them go viral every single day. So I think that that's great, and I'm so excited for people who are excited and ready to learn in 2026. It's going to be a lot of fun, and excited for people to just like again learn a new skill, put that on their resume. So yeah, thank you so much, Alexis. This is great. I feel like I learned a lot. I mean, I learned every single day from you and what you guys are doing behind the scenes. There's so many layers to it, and I'm excited to give people a peek behind the curtain with this course. Yeah, so thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll be back soon with more information. Hey, maybe we'll do another one of these once the course is live. And yeah, stay tuned for more, ugcengineer.com or blakeit.xyz. You know where to find us.